All right, you're welcome. This is Agribusiness with African Farmer. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm far from you.
Yeah, he's sitting really far away from me. Yeah, he has to.
Oh my.
It's crazy. We lost someone today.
Yeah?
Someone died. No.
Okay, generally, yeah, in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, wow, sad.
Mm-hmm.
Sad. What you see on CNN and
Yeah.
co.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
The season needs to change fast.
Really fast. But today we have how to start again being the topic of our discussion today. You know, businesses in Nigeria are quite difficult to manage due to different factors such as political factors, we have social factors, we have the environment to think about, technology is another aspect, and infrastructure is also part of it. Now, agribusiness in Nigeria is still majorly stagnant, sadly, due to these factors playing strong roles in developing this sector. Now, there is no such thing as failure, they are only results. And in order to make progress, every result is valuable, good and bad. Now, in fact, bad results or failure later often turn out to be the foundation on which success is built, which is true. That's a quote by Tony Robbins. And that's true because that's where we learn. That's where we get a lot of experience. And I'm guessing that's why African Farmer is where he is today. He's gone through everything, trials and errors, some ups, some downs. And that's why he's the best person to, you know, seek agribusiness itself. So I'd like to know, what are the underlying factors that affect Nigerian farmers, their productivity, and of course their yield?
We've gone through that a bit. There's a lot affecting that infrastructure. When I say infrastructure, it means just like we don't have adequate hospitals, we don't have adequate laboratories where you can check your soil. In 2014, I was in Iowa, and I was talking to a farmer who told me, so generally Iowa has a lot of high water retention, the soil.
Oh, okay.
So,
and that's a good thing.
Yeah, but it becomes swampy at some time, so they can't farm the land.
Okay.
So their founding fathers decided to dig 2 meters deep into the soil and connect the whole of Iowa in different, like, local government. So on this 200-acre farm, they have 2 meters dug into the soil, connecting all. So the water that should stay on the soil to make it swampy, the water now drains
and spreads.
No, those spreads.
Okay.
It connects. They now have artificial dam. So the water now filters into a dam. So almost all the farmers have different dams on their farms. And so in the dry season, they now use that dam to irrigate again. And what now interests me is beginning of the season, or maybe at the end of the rainy season, they go to the dam, the lab people, especially government, to check what nutrients were washed out of the soil. So when they check that nutrient, the nutrient that is heavy in the water is what they advise on the fertilizers that they will use. And so the farmer doesn't just assume that my soil is good like we do here, you know, where we use fertilizers that the soil may not require. So infrastructure is still not available. However, you know, I don't blame government. So the private sector needs to offer those services.
No, but I think they have gone 5. That's what's happening in Iowa. The intelligence and the priority to stay afloat and not just saying, oh, we're not really good in farming. Finding a solution that still works for the purpose of farming.
You know, for me is what interests me is, yes, so people will say you can't compare Iowa and Nigeria independence, you know, but it was when this, I'm talking about like 80, 90 years ago, when they were still in the dark ages, that they decided that let's do it. Where they think a lot ahead. We think, we write, but we don't implement.
Yeah.
But we can do the same, but we just don't leverage. And so we have so many of this. That's what the lands, those type of lands is what they call Fadama here now.
Yeah.
But they've moved on beyond that Fadama. But it took a governor, Iowan governor then, that said, no, we must do something. Our people must farm. And so they produced, they're one of the largest corn and soya producers in the world.
Wow. Corn and soil producers.
And so infrastructure is
has
key.
Gone up. Yeah.
So for me is we need the private sector to step into these services.
Do you think a lot of investors are looking into agriculture, and what do you think is stopping them, if your answer is no?
A lot of investors are not exposed. Yeah, they are around here. You find a lot of, not all, a lot of people very myopic. They flow with now. How can we, government is talking about tomato, they want to go into tomato. They're not thinking of tomorrow. They're not thinking 5 years. Most of the investors here, they want short term, 1 year, max 2 years.
So they focus on what is selling instead of what will sell.
Instead of what will sell. You know, and that's why we're not getting it right. Like I said, somebody called me weeks back and said, I want to put in 500 million in rice. And I'm like, why rice? Why didn't you go and provide the tractors around those places? Why didn't you provide the meals around those places? Why do you want to, you know, go through managing human errors? Because the manager, manage staff, manage this. No, engage the guys who are doing it and just, you know, buy back from them instead of just going into it. And everybody is even buying the same variety of rice. Can we find somebody who will bring new varieties of rice, who will multiply it? When everybody is doing what is selling, the person will focus on what will sell. You know, so there's still a lot for us to do.
Now, you already know fully well that you have had downtimes in Agric, right? You've spoken about many flaws and different things that you've gone through. But now, what were the steps that aided your rise out of all the trying times, the trial and error? What really aided your rise, you know, to rise above those error period and actually focus on massive and sustainable success in the agric world?
Number one is mindset. I never was in agriculture for the short term. I've always been there for the long term. I started dreaming of being United Nations representative to Nigeria in my secondary school on agriculture. So it's always been long term.
Yeah.
And there's, I always remember this, I heard it from there's this black activist in the US, what's his name again? He also contested during Obama for the first time, Jesse Jackson.
Okay.
He said that the ground is no place for a champion. You know, that the champion must get up. So the ground is no place for the champion. So yes, you get there and you think that is where, you know, the whole world has finished, and you just try a bit because you know destinies are attached to you. That's the way I approach it. And that's why I'm doing this program. You know, and for me is that I've always had the mindset that many people are supposed to be successful through their contact with me. You know, so I've always had that mindset, and I walk in that mindset, and it influences everything I do. So a lot of people say, oh, this program, the replay on Facebook, people use it to do their businesses. I said, fine. Fine.
Why not?
This is what I'm wired for. This is what I'm called to do. Let others copy it right. But just go do it and do it right. You know, I saw someone, I shared a story like 3 weeks ago, and someone changed the story. Like when you say like cassava, the person changed it to tomato. Same story, and narrated it as if it's his experience. But fortunately, I knew the person. I was like, hey, you know what? There's somebody on his page that is not on my page. That will see it and will learn from it. But let's learn. Not everybody can do what I'm doing. You know, so I'm doing what I'm doing, and let every other person fill in the gap. But for me, it's always long term. Two, I saw my dad go through a lot, ups and downs, and my dad never gave up. He never gave up. So I picked that also from him, and my mom is very strong, as in a strong woman.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm privileged to have that background of people not giving up. My dad has this this is a poster now, or what do they call, what do you hang
like
on
a banner?
No, they hang it on a wall, like a frame.
A frame, yeah.
Yeah, he got it in 1973, and he just gave it to me not too long ago.
What does it say?
He says there are two birds flying, and he says they can because they think they can, as in they can fly because they think they can fly. So if you think you can do it,
you can do it.
You can do it, and I've gotten quite a lot of things done on that mindset. So it's a lot of mindset.
Besides mindset, what else aided your rise?
The people around me. You know, you need to surround yourself with people, a few who believe in you. Let me share a story. I shared it before when I was in Jigawa 7, and I was moving plantain from Lagos to Jigawa and Kano, and I was doing pretty well. But my largest consignment, I missed the boss. By the time I got there the next day, it was crushed. My good friend Akim Olatunji, they call him Benga Olatunji, now he's based in the UK. When everything was crushed, he was the only person that came around. We now began to clean the mashed plantain, massive, you know, that filled the bus. He helped me. We cleaned it. We salvaged less than 3%. We sold it, and he kept saying, "Don't worry, that's not the end of your life. We can do more." And so, as simple as that is, Akim encouraged me, and what I did was just to move out of the plantain and look within me to find out what else could I do
to leverage on. Yeah.
And so I picked up wheat production. So I began to produce wheat, and I found out that I already had the knowledge on honey, and so I began to market honey, and honey paid the bills. I made some money from honey during that year. So the people around you who believe in you, it's very crucial, because when you are down, it's just one or two people that will show up, but you need people who will believe in you and who will tell you this is not the end of the road. You can still make it. I believe in you. Very crucial. And beyond that, you have to look around you. What do people want? What do people want that you can provide at the right price? Like today, I went to buy hand sanitizers, you know, to put in the office, and the supermarket just beside us, I went there and I saw, I asked for an imported product. I confess with that, and they told me there was none. I said, okay, give me the local product. So I got the local product. I liked the color, the packaging. It had a brand, but it didn't have the details of percentage of alcohol and content. But I said, okay, I'll buy it. It's still Nigerian, because I do a lot of local products.
Yeah.
And when I asked, guess what? They told me it was 4,000 naira. So I was like, 4,000 naira for what? That doesn't have the, you know, NAFDAC number and co. This person should be looking at, NAFDAC can't go after anybody now because there's, you know, chaos in the system.
Yeah.
So what the person should be doing is to look at, how can I turn this over to generate enough funds to be able to get certified, get the brand out, so that when all this is over, because it will be over, then I can continue to push the brand. But the person was looking at immediate gain, leveraging on the now as against building a brand.
Yeah.
So look for what people want, provide it at the right price, and make it available. Everybody needs something. When it was still honey also, my coach then passed on, who trained me.
You had a coach?
Yeah, I had a coach.
So do you agree that coaches are a part of, you know, everyone should be a part of everyone's life?
Everybody needs a coach, not a mentor.
Zeal of critical thinking would always say that. You
know, everybody needs a coach. My life has been with coaches, educated or uneducated coaches. You know, they are in the gutter with you. They pick you up. They show you how to do it, and they tell you go. And they're not saying it from afar. They are there with you. A coach is always with the footballers.
Are you a coach to other people as well?
I'm a coach to a few. I moved from mentorship now to coaching. You must be doing something. Because in quote, I'm a public speaker. my schedule is full of speaking on different platforms. You get people who are attracted to you, and they say, "Can you be my mentor?" And they just want to talk. And my time is precious. The only thing I have is time. So right now I say, you must be doing something. You're not doing anything, forget it. I can't give you my time. Because they waste your time on questions and questions you attend, and they can't show what they're doing. So everybody needs a coach. And make sure you value the time of your coach.
Yeah.
Because once you value the time of your coach, the coach will do more. Because the doors you can't open, the coach will open it for you.
Yeah.
The market, like a couple of people listened to the program, came to our office and said, "Hey, we want to grow some of the crops this year," and they done that. I had 15 minutes with them. I really don't like spending more 15 minutes, but occasionally 30. I did about 1.5 hours because they had done something.
Yeah, they came with something.
Yeah, and I needed them to get it right. So I asked, which seeds did you buy, this chemical? And at the end of the day, we were able to chat apart. And that's what happens when you have done something. So you need to do something. In Yoruba, they say, meaning it's a child that opens the ham that the mother reaches out to carry. So you must do something.
Let us go on a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we have so many questions, and I'm loving the conversation so far. To join in, all you have to do is call the phone lines 0809 191 3913, 0809 222 0913. 0809-234-5913. Now, he said he doesn't spend more than 15 minutes with people, but hey, you have the leverage of calling in to ask a question. So we have him right here. He's African farmer. He's not going anywhere, at least for the next 10 minutes, 10 to 13 minutes. You still have time. Let us go on a quick break. We'll be right back to take your calls.
I don't tire. I want do am as others they do am.
Wow.
Last it be like say your village people don't catch you. I sure say they don't prepare
let's do a
special
bit
room
of
for you for village. Waiting I talk. Happy you never hear say technology don't enter agriculture. You fit plant plenty crops like corn, cassava, rice, and vegetables. You not go even touch any hole but last, and you go get a boku harvest. Not to contact AF Marketing, oh. What did they do? AF Marketing, they sell correct seed, ogbonge fertilizer, and agrochemicals. Them go even give you agribusiness advice. Come fit help you find market for your produce.
I beg, help me now.
No waste time, oh. Happy you never just say government don't close border. Not to make money remain, oh. No pour water inside basket, oh. Make you call AF Marketing now on top 090 6000 6462. Make I call them again. Make you hear them well. 090
With my
6000 6462. Oh, you fit visit your office for 78 Allen Avenue. No dollar. AF Marketing. Now you will get for mine.
This is AgricbusinessNG.
Welcome back to Agribusiness with African Farmer. The conversation has been so interesting, with stories about how to put yourself back together should you experience any form of error or loss in the agric world. And I think that's one of the risks that people are scared of. People are scared of losing money, scared of losing time and resources. And when you have someone like this who's vast and experienced, it makes it quite easy, especially if he's one of your coaches. But hey, I want us to talk about this coronavirus. We'll be unfair to ourselves if we're not honest enough to talk about how it affects the sector. Corn season is closed. Yeah. Is this going to affect my eating of corn? I don't know. Just what's going on in the sector? Has it?
It's going to affect a lot of things. One, a chunk of what we use is imported, if not 90.
In the agric world?
In the agric world.
Okay.
So that's going to affect it. It's not shown up yet, but it's going to affect it. Two is that markets. I fear for markets. The moment they say close the markets, all the people producing who will be going to production, people have not started. They start like from April 10, down upwards. So if it gets to sit at home, you won't have farmers producing, because they will be afraid of markets. Yeah. And that will bring a lot of shortage. And I'm not sure, I use the word not sure, that our reserves is adequately stored. So we need we need this thing not to hit Nigeria like it's done to Italy and California.
Yeah.
If they shut down the states, I'm not sure we would do well. Like yesterday, because I've been keeping tab on the market, you know, because a lot of Mile 12 people listen to this program. They're my cartel, so to speak. And yesterday, the surge in the market, they increased the basket of tomatoes from 4,500 to 11,000 naira because of the people trooping in. Today, it's 13,000 naira, and it's on the increase for yams and co. Everything is increasing.
You know, the tomatoes that I would buy for 500 naira, when I bought it on Saturday, was 1,200. I was surprised.
And they're also afraid that they would close the market. So everybody's trying to leverage it right now. Yeah. And so as the news go on, and which you also need to talk about good news, as the negative news that another person is added to the number, it begins to create that fear in the market that they will shut down. Yeah. And once that fear is there, it becomes a challenge. However, let me tell you a short story.
All right.
During 2012, the first week of that year, when during the administration, they wanted to increase fuel subsidy, they want to remove it, and there was a protest. One of the things I'm blessed to be able to always think ahead, and one of the things we did was to appraise if there's fuel scarcity. If they increase the price, they go on strike, there'll be like a week, 2 weeks. Farmers will not produce, they'll be scared beginning of the year, so went in to produce tomatoes and watermelon.
For real?
Yeah, so everybody was doing strike. We were on the farm producing. By the time the strike was over, the aftermath of that, the prices of the watermelon was about 300%, of tomato about 200%, and eventually like 300% also. So while everybody was protesting, we joined the protest also by making food available after the protest. Not everybody
thinks ahead.
Yeah, so the thing is, we made that margin, but we sold lower than market price. So imagine if we didn't go to the farm to produce. The people who were protesting also will come back and buy very expensive food because it wasn't going to be available. So Corona is out there. It's real. But guess what? We still need to eat. When there's no food after Corona, that is when we would have issues, more issues. You know, a lot of insecurity will show up because right now many people can't afford the square meals. When the food is not even available, what do we do? So we need some people now who would move massively into the rural communities. When they shut down the urban centers, to still go and produce and ensure that when this is over or while this is on, we would have enough food. People are buying food. I bought like 2 weeks ago. We're well stocked. But guess what is, as you have your children at home, they consume more. Yeah. As they consume more, that will be depleted. But we need to produce. We need some people who will be bold enough not to take advantage. You will make better margins, fine, but not to take advantage. Yours is to produce now to make the food available at a higher margin, but not taking advantage of the system. Yeah. Because it comes at a price also when you don't have enough labor. You know, if you're supposed to do maybe 50 acres and you have to do 10, but let's bring that in. Fasting is coming in. The Ramadan, the Muslim fast is starting end of April. Ideally, when that fast starts, the northerners who produce bulk of what we eat don't really go to farm. They cut their operations by like 50%. So that's actually, we were waiting for that in April. Yeah. As the Muslims go to fast in April, that's enough food. Yeah, with this Corona issue now, we may not have what we require. That's April, May, June. So we need to pay attention. The people in the Southwest need to move out. And in fact, people everywhere in the country needs to add to production because this is a clear and present danger coming. You make money, but please, I beg, have a projection of long term, because many people are afraid now. They don't want to lose money, and so they're not reaching out. So if you're able to reach out now, you know, to take a risk, it's worth it. It's worth it. We need to pay attention. to that. And you know, one other thing is, in line with the topic for today, is please pay attention to trends. We call something cycle. There's a book on cycles.
Right.
Like I went to buy okra. My children just came back from school on Sunday, and I decided to do, we call it elastic, where I come from, where you make okra and a lot of gadgets in it. And when I wanted to buy okra, I saw the okra wasn't looking like the real okra. It was fresh, but I thought, no, this is not the okra that people really want. So you can't grate it, it breaks. You know, so I had to buy like 2,000 naira worth of okra, and eventually we wasted a chunk of it. Now, why is the real okra that everybody buys is not so tall, but it draws well? It's because during the rainy season last year, you had farmers in the southwesterners produced the okra. It was wasting. So instead of them doing the dry season that they do, they withdrew, and the okra we have now is coming from the north, because they don't grate, they dice. And they planted a variety called ladyfinger. You know, so now in the market you have people looking for a variety and it's not available. But whoever had that information then, you know, will be able to do it. And I also say, ideally I should have taken advantage of that, but I think I was busy with some other things, because growing up my dad used to go 25 acres of those okra. From October till December, we're busy planting and leveraging. So please pay attention. If you want to get back, you know, the coronavirus is real, but it creates opportunity for the people in the agri sector.
To eat.
People are they are stocking food now. After it's gone, we will continue to buy more food. So it's the season for agribusinesses, you know, come what may.
All right. Let us ask you questions if you have any questions concerning the agri world and farming in general, especially maybe with the coronavirus outbreak right now and how it affects the sector, how it affects you as an agri business owner. Call the phone lines on 0809 191 3913, 0809 222 0913. You can also call 0809 234 5913. Let us go on a quick break though. We'll take your calls after the break. Stay with us.
I don't tire. I want to do as others they do.
Hey, ma. Last, it be like say your village people don't catch you. I sure said they don't prepare special room for you for village.
Waiting at all.
I mean, you never hear say technology don't enter agriculture. You fit plant plenty crops like corn, cassava, rice, and vegetables. You not go even touch any hoe or cutlass, and you go get a boku harvest. Now to contact AF Marketing, oh.
What did they do?
AF Marketing, they sell correct seed, ogbonge fertilizer, and agrochemicals. Them go even give you agribusiness advice. Come fit help you find market for your produce.
I beg, help me now.
No waste time, oh. I be you never just say government don't close border. Now to make money remain, no pour water inside basket, oh. Make you call AF Marketing now on top 090 6000 6462. Make I call them again, make you hear them well. 090 6000 6462. Or you fit visit their office for 17A Allen Avenue, Ikeja. No dollar. AF Marketing. Now you we get for mine.
This is AgricbusinessNG.
It's very good. Okay, let's wrap up. Wow, highly informative conversation going on here. Let's just go straight to the phone lines. Lagos Talks, do call back 0809 191 3913, 0809 222 0913. You can also call 0809 234 5913. Hello, good afternoon. Sorry. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, you're on to Lagos Talks. Join the conversation.
Okay, so I want to find out from the Agribusiness. I work in the bank and I stay in the Lagos. I recently decided to start a farm in Delta State. So I don't know how it's possible for me to navigate between staying in Lagos and but I was actually thinking of switching the bank for then go straight to the Delta State and focus on the farm. I don't know if it's advisable for me to do that at this point, especially if planting farm.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
My name is Emeka.
Emeka. On this program, you will always hear the truth. The truth is that you are not likely to be able to make money from the venture because you are not there. It's not a place you can quickly dash to and dash back. Humans are a bit challenging to manage. So except you have a good hand that would oversee the project, it's not sustainable. Then did you put any business plan on paper, even if it's 2-page or 3-page?
Yeah, I'm actually working on it at the moment.
Okay, so you've not started the farm.
I started the farm already. I planted 2 years last year.
Okay.
Last year. So my intention is to, once the thing is grown, I will start a food processing, planting flour processing business.
Emeka, let me ask you a question. Which variety did you plant?
On the planting?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know, sir.
That's where the issues start. You know, when I say sustainability, you know, I may sound tough, but mine is anybody that comes across us must make profit. So for you to make profit, you need to know the variety. You need to know the variety you are planting. So yeah, you know at what stage should you fertilize. If it's the tall type, you need to know the wind direction so that the winds don't break it down. So if you plant short where you have strong winds, you survive. So you need a lot of details. Now what you need is basically, let's appraise what you have. You will give out some details. I will talk to you at no cost to you. We're looking at the private sector like you who would come into the sector. I will talk to you. If you're willing to take my advice, you would make money by the end of this year. Affirmative.
Let us take more calls before we go. Lagos Talks. Hello. Yes, good evening. Shadi, please go straight to your question in 30 seconds, please.
I listened to the
line is breaking, sorry. Lagos Talks. We have to wrap up shortly, but I'm going to make room for, I'll give an extra 1 minute for anyone who has questions. In the meantime, how can we reach you for those who want to call you directly?
0809 7222. 0809 7222 or at Agric, AGRIC, AgricbusinessNG, AgricbusinessNG, or Google Africanfarmer Mogaji.
All right, on social media, Lagos Talks, sorry.
Or you can watch this on my Facebook, that's Africanfarmer Follow Mogaji. But once you just Google Africanfarmer, you'll see and you can get that done.
Lagos Talks. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Please,
Okay.
what's your name? Good evening.
Good evening.
What is your name?
Oh, okay, yes. My name is Nick.
Okay, go straight to your question.
Oh, okay. I want to find out what a professional's opinion about planting trees for long-term purposes. I was thinking of doing cocoa, but someone was advising me that
planting what?
Cocoa.
Hello?
The person was right. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. So you're talking about cocoa. Now, cocoa, you need to have some large lands to grow cocoa. You can't grow cocoa on 1 acre, 2 acre, 5 acres. You need to grow cocoa, and you should be close to that farm. It's long term, but in the beginning you can interplant, which is good. But at the end of the day, there's a size of land that can make it economically viable for you. So it's not about just growing trees. You are better growing things like soursop, oranges and cocoa, because cocoa you harvest twice a year. You are limited to the people who can buy from you. There's a good market, but you want to maximize profit. So except you have massive acres of land, cocoa may not be the best way, except you find someone who is buying from you.
Oh, okay. Yes, so thank you. My question is what?
Okay, we can't take any more questions. We don't have much time. I'll let you highlight your numbers one more time so they can just call you.
Okay.
Yeah.
0809 7222. 0809 7000 222, or visit us at 17 Allen Avenue beside Oshope Plaza, or AgribusinessNG, or go to Africanfarmer Mogaji. Google me and repeat. You can watch this again and get the details. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next week, same time.
Yeah, he will be here, of course. So don't think he's running away. We bring him down. He brings himself down to enlighten and educate the public on everything you need to know about agribusiness. Every Monday from 5:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. I gave him an extra 5 minutes because of you guys, because you guys are our priority.
You've added to the money we pay. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Coming up next is the Wise Men of Comedy.